Hello guys, my name is Madhur and welcome to my channel. This is the 19th tutorial in the series of tutorials on Unix shell scripting. Now, in the last tutorial we learned to use variables in our shell scripts. Now, what we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to experiment with variables in the terminal. We're not going to use a shell script for that. I'm just going to show you guys how you can play with your variables, and I particularly want to stress on the fact that variables can hold different kinds of values, and you don't have to mention the kind of values that they can hold in your shell scripts at all. So what I mean by that is, if suppose I wish to create a variable called a, and if I want to assign it a value, say 25, which is a number, if I press the enter key and if I then use the echo statement and called my variable a with the dollar symbol and press enter, I see that my value gets printed. Now, if suppose I wish to change the value of a from 25 to a string, then I can do that, and I don't have to remove my variable and then create it again. To do that, I can simply change the value by assigning it a new value like hey, what's up? And of course the string has to go inside double quotes, and when I press the enter key and echo my variable again, then I see the new value. And what basically happens is, when you create a variable and when you assign it a value, even if you use numbers in your value, the shell stores the variable as a string, and if you want the shell to use the numeric value that the variable holds, then you have to tell it in advance. And when we check out commands like expr or bc for mathematical expression evaluation, at that time we'll see how that's done. But for the time being, just remember that if you want to change the value of your variable, then you can simply assign it the way you assign it the first time. So that was it. And now, as in the last tutorial, we're going to create a script file and we're going to do something with it. And this file is, let me first save it so that I get syntax highlighting. I'll call it ss4.sh. Now save it in my home directory. And there you go. And this file takes a file name as an argument and renames it. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a shell script that takes a file name as an argument and renames it, right? And the first thing that we're gonna do in this file is we're gonna use the mv command, because that is the command that is used to rename files. And then we're going to use positional parameters. Now, what are positional parameters? Positional parameters are basically system variables that hold the values that we provide at the time of running a shell script. That is, when you type in your sh command and then you type in the file name, the script that you are executing, anything that would follow the script name would be the arguments to the script, and they would be stored in system variables. And well, you'll get a hang of it in just a moment. I'll use $1 because $1 is the first positional parameter that is used, and it will basically hold the name of the file that we provide as an argument to our script. And then we'll ask the user to provide us the alternate name, and that can be stored in $2, and then we'll basically display our second file using cat. So that's what we're gonna do in this script. And before we execute it, let me first create a script file, a regular text file, and I'll call it test. And I'll just put in some text in it like this is a test file, and I see where it is in my home folder. It's right there, and it'll soon be renamed. And I'll execute my script file ss4.sh, and I'll provide the name test as the first argument, and the second argument will be the new name, and this will be stored in $1, and the shell will use $1 as test. and whatever will follow will be stored in $2. So wait a second, let me first execute it and show it to you guys. And I'll call this file output, and when I press the enter key, I see that I get the output of my test file. But when I run ls, I see that I no longer have my test file in my home directory, but I have a file called output. So my file has been successfully renamed. Now if suppose I do not want to provide the second file name in my as an argument, but if suppose I want to ask the user to provide the second file name to me while the script is executing, then that's also possible. Provide a file name, and then I'll read it, read name, and then maybe I can do wait a second, mv can go from here, we can place mv here, mv $1 space $name, and then cat $name. I can save this file. Let me first clear my terminal so that we don't get confused with the output, and I don't have to provide output as a file name this time. But wait a second, we don't even have our file test, so I'm going to use output as an argument because I renamed test to output, and provide a file name. I'll call it random. When I press the enter key, I see the output of random, and when I run ls, I see that I no longer have output but I have random as a file. So there you go. I wasn't at my best at explaining the concept of positional parameters, but I'll make up for it, trust me on that. I'm running out of time in this tutorial, but in the next tutorial we're going to continue our discussion on positional parameters, and we'll probably prepare another shell script. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and please subscribe to my channel.